So captions are really, really cookie cutter. They're really boring, and they honestly ruin a really good video. But here is the thing. Here's where the monkey wrench gets thrown into the plans. They're kind of needed. Like, you do have to add captions to your video, and then again you don't. It just really, really depends, okay? And so if you can draw a clear, if you can draw a definitive correlation between the money that you're making and the fact that you're not using captions on your short form content, then maybe you should be using captions. And if you're like, what the heck does that mean? Let me explain it just a little bit better. If you are grabbing more attention, holding more attention with using captions on your short form content, if it is being pushed out to more people, like you see there's a correlation in the data from you using captions, and it's actually, you're seeing a return on investment, like people are buying your course, people are buying, you know, your product, people are actually reaching out and booking sales calls with you, stuff like that. And the only difference that you made was actually adding captions to your short form content. You probably should be adding you should probably be adding captions to your videos, right? But if not, hey, don't add them to your video. Or you can do what I've seen a lot of other people do, is make it a creative part of your video. It's really nice. It's really nice to watch and look at and actually read when you have your headphones not in, or your phone is muted and you're in a public area. All the reasons to add captions to your videos. But here's the thing, and the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I want to show you at least where the heck these people are getting these captions, or are able to add captions to their video that aren't cookie cutter. All right, the middle road of adding captions to the video that isn't cookie cutter and doesn't look like everybody else's or super duper creative, because that does take time. And I'll talk a little bit about those very creative videos that I do like to watch, and I spend a lot of time watching them on social media. I will show you that. I won't show you in depth how to do it, because I don't like to do it. I don't spend time doing that, but at least I have an idea, and you can just like maybe like apply it to your thing and like what you're doing to, like, you know, create that. If you're an editor, you're about that life. But not. I just want to talk to you. I just want to share an awesome AI tool that I use for my captions when I do feel like I should add them to my short form content. And that's what we're gonna talk about in today's video. Super long intro. Don't give a darn about it. Somebody's gonna get mad about it, but they can kiss my positive attitude. So let's get into the video. I am so serious. Whoever has an issue with how long it took me to get to that point, kiss my positive attitude. I'll put chapters in the freaking video for you. Okay? Live your life. I don't think me taking forever to get to my point has ruined your life in any way. You know, you can just exit out of the video. I'm laughing because this happened only once. Somebody said something negative only one time, and everybody came for him. And now I hold it close to my heart, which I shouldn't, because he's affecting my piece for 2.5. So there's that. It will never happen again. Anyhow, okay, so let's hop into what it is that I use for my captions. Okay. So first and foremost, I'm already in the application, but I use an AI software called Captions AI, and if you listened to the podcast previously, you know that I've used a couple other AI software out there that I really did not like. They did not give me full control over my captions or really anything else. I really don't like the different type of AI softwares out there that help with captions. They were very cookie cutter. I hated that. I hated that my content looked like everybody else's. I hated the big words that popped up and they were freaking green. Like, it really grinded my gears. It really did something to your girl. And so then I came across this simple software that does actually a lot more stuff, but I just use it for the captions, and that's Captions.ai. And so the number one reason I love Captions.ai, obviously, is that I can create my own templates, okay? And so here over here on the left hand side, you see where you have these different templates, right? This is where you see the majority of the cookie cutter stuff that you see online, okay? I want to say no shade, but yeah, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. And so here I have my own template. So I'm going to go in here and edit that template. And here's the thing with the other AI software that I would use to, make captions and do all the things, is that they would be like, this is your template, I like this. This is what helps you create your own little like style and whatnot. But it really was just being able to center the word and the punctuation and the timing, and that was it. And what's really important about separating, well, there's a lot of factors that help you separate yourself from other people, and a lot that goes into branding. That's not just your fonts. But I feel like the most important thing that you can tell me as a creative, as a business owner, wanting to use your AI, is that you're pitching to me that I have complete control, right? And that like this is my template and this is my style and I can just change. But you don't give me an option to upload my own fonts. Like, that's the issue I'm having with Squarespace right now. Like, Squarespace is like, oh yeah, you can customize it, you can make it, like your website, and then be all personalized and branded. But like, I can't even upload my own freaking fonts, and nobody can help me. So anyway, like, once you get to this point where you're really trying to pull away from the pack, okay, you're really trying to make a name for yourself. You're trying to be not like everybody else and just pretty much grab breadcrumbs from the table. Okay. Something simple as being able to upload your fonts is just a game changer, okay? So number one, the fact that I'm able to upload my own fonts, branding 101. I have, especially in the digital creative marketplace, in the digital space, my brand, my fonts, this is me, okay? And then also going here and being able to add my hex code for my branded colors. It just feels good. It feels good, okay? So that's what I've done, and that's it. That's the video. I'm just kidding, but no. I truly don't mess with anything else, honestly. I don't mess with the stroke, the shadow, the offset. I just like to center my titles here, or my text, and I like to, what else is that I like to do? I like to have no change in capitalization. So obviously, like at the beginning of each sentence, the word is capitalized, and so on and so forth. And then I don't supersize the words, like I said, because I don't want it to look like everybody else's stuff. I see it's too many captions like that. Okay, and for me, it just feels good. It just feels right that I have one line per page, and it's single word, so it just keeps popping up. No transition. But here, if you want to see what it looks like in real time, you can change it to something crazy like 6. You can change it to like punctuation and pause, and you can change it to do some weird scaling up things, and maybe like a line, and just see how weird it gets. Yeah, that just doesn't feel right to me personally. A lot of stuff creatively is very subjective. So it really is about me, but I feel like some of us kind of are on the same line of subjectivity, if that's even a thing, where it's like, yeah, all of us feel like that just doesn't feel right. So I go back in here and I change it to 1, I change it to single word, and I change the captions transition to none, and over here to the right. And that just feels good. It just feels right. It sits well in my soul. That's a vibe right there. And that's it. You go out and you export the video. So here's another thing that you can do, or another like gem, is that right there, I feel like is a game changer. It really is. Of just being able to add your own branded fonts to your short form content, and also to be able to manipulate the pacing, how many lines pop up, how you go in here and position like how centered it is, especially if you're looking at hold on, I realize that these words are not showing up, so let me unshow or let you see those words. But being able to position textbook up here in the safe areas, the safe zones, so that when you tap on your video, like here's the thing. If you didn't know about safe zones, now you know. On social media, whether that be Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, it doesn't matter. When you're scrolling, if you have text or anything like that, you want it to be in the center where it doesn't get covered up by all the buttons, all the likes and the comments and the captions and stuff like that. So you use safe zones, like a see-through PNG, a transparent PNG file of safe zones, so you know where the text goes. And so that's why like my words are like here in the middle. But yeah, another thing though about, or what I was saying was, is that this is like the first step in separating yourself from everybody else and knowing that you just didn't use a cookie cutter AI software that just spit out the content and you call it a day. And here's the thing, I want to always make this point and always make this preface. It doesn't matter necessarily, okay? I'm not trying to go on a tangent or anything like that. It's like, if that's what you want to do, if it helps you with your mental state, it helps you without burnout, to just go in here, use an AI service, you know, like Captions AI, push the first template that there and just let it just push out whatever, green words galore. It's fine. It's fine. But I always want to make this preface, and I always want to make this clear. When you want to stand out, when you want to pull away from the pack, when you're charging more, and you, okay, like for me, for instance, me, you know, like I said, I'm working with a graphic designer, and I'm working with, he's a graphic designer, and he is a web designer, right? So he's slick on the branding side, right? We've been, for these past like 2-3 weekends, have been talking about my business and how, like, okay, who's my ideal client, what's my niche, what is my product offering, you know, what separates me from everybody else, you know, and how can I show that I should be charging this amount of money compared to any other person in my industry, in my circle, in my area, right? Like, should there be this clear divide, this clear difference between me and my competition when a client sees what we both offer, and it doesn't even come down to price anymore. It just comes down to quality, work ethic, experience, the whole nine, right? And so let me run that back so I make sure I wasn't going down a tangent. I didn't lose you, okay? I'm trying to separate myself from local videographers and make it clear, abundantly clear, that I am a cinematographer, that I am a brand photographer, that I am a filmmaker, I am a producer, I'm all these things. I am not some just run and gun videographer that charges $300 for an event, you know. I just, here's a recap, like, oh my goodness, like, I right now actually have 2 projects that are coming up. That is like, I just sent them, like, they're asking me like, what's my half day rate and what's my day rate, and from what I heard, like half, like $500 more than the other people, right? But here's the thing though, when they compared my work to the other people that were charging that much, it was like a no-brainer why I cost more. So you get what I'm saying? You get where I'm going with this? So it's one of those things where it's like, when you're just getting started and you're just trying to keep up, use the AI softwares, use the built-in templates and stuff like that. And if it's green, it's green. Who cares, right? You're just trying to get it done. You're just trying to get out there, just trying to get ahead of everything and get started and start making money. But when you're in the position that I am in, which I feel like and hope that a lot of people who actually watch my content are there, or at least striving to get there, where they want to separate themselves from everybody else. And so in this instance, and we're working on a website, and I can't wait and all the things, right? But I can't wait. Well, thankfully, when I sent this video, because I was like, here's some sample of my work, right? And it was like a no-brainer, like, this is why she costs more than all the other videographers that we've been hiring in the area. And also, too, she's like our number one option if she's available. Like, y'all don't know how good of a feeling that is, that your work speaks for itself, that it's a clear night and day difference between you and other videographers. And I use that word loosely because the thing about my industry is, like, there's videographers, there's cinematographers, there's DPs and all that stuff, and it's like these titles feel like, oh, you're just, you know, using them loosely, but at the same time it actually explains the experience level of each one. Like, you know, in the beginning I was definitely a videographer, then I kind of like grew, and I didn't kind of grew, I matured, and I elevated to cinematographer and then to DP. And so it's like you know somebody who's using that title knows what they're doing. You know somebody using the word cinematographer knows what they're doing versus just being just a regular videographer. Like I just know how to capture, the video in 24 frames per second, 24 frames per second, and I call it a day. Versus like, no, I'm a cinematographer. I'm going to use the available light that's in the area. I'm going to be able to shape the light. I'm going to be able to put position my subject in the best corner of the room, dadgummit. Give it some depth, add some depth to the shot and everything to make it three-dimensional and look better than it actually is. And so yeah, that was a little bit of a rant, but that's what I'm talking about. With simple things just like this, just with captions of just like, this is how I separate myself from everybody else. This is how I pull away from the pack. This is how, when I approach or I send somebody my reel, I send somebody my work, it's a no-brainer why I'm charging that much. It's a no-brainer why we need to go with this individual. It's night and day between her and everybody else. And sometimes it comes down to the small things like captions. It's night and day, putting that extra work, putting that extra little je ne sais quoi into your videos by using AI software like Captions.ai. And here's another thing that I want to say too. This is super tedious work if you were going to go in here and create captions all by yourself. It's ridiculous, tedious work, and that's why it's like, I need an AI to come in here and do this, but I also want to make it creative and poppy, because if I do it in Adobe Premiere, which I'm going to show you that here now, in Adobe Premiere, it's not fun. It's not a fun looking thing. So we're going to go here into text, and we're going to, first of all, we're going to transcribe this. And we're going to talk about this transcription here later. But what we can do is go here to close captions. All right, maybe I have to give it a second to transcribe, and then I can go into closed captions. Oh. Okay, let's create some captions. There we go. So we created some captions here. As you can see, this is probably the most boring form of captions you'll ever see in your life. And it's also off, which, pull that up a little bit. These captions are super boring compared to, and hold on, let me see if I can shift through all this. Nope. Can I command? Hold on. It's something I play with cap. My God. Okay. Anyway, whatever. So as you can see, the captions are super boring. I still can go in here and obviously change it. Hold on. Let's see here if I can go to I'm gonna need to create another panel. Where's my panel at?
3 hours later.
12 years later, finally freaking got it. Okay, so here I can change it to, I think I have my, it should be in here. There we go. So I can change this whole thing to my, my fonts here. But at the same time, this is just, yeah, it's boring. Which is my whole, spiel about this stuff is just 9%. I gotta hurry up. It's super boring. It's super duper 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 boring. But here's the thing though, I want to say that's great about Adobe is that you can have this text file over here, and say with this text file you can actually go here and you can export the text file, and let's see, you can just put it here on desktop, and from there you can go in and just, let's see here, you can open this up here, and you could literally just copy and paste and just add the different text line by line to your videos if you wanted to make it super creative. That's just a little bitty, this is a little hack, but it's a lot of work. It's a little bit tedious. I don't even want to do that. That's why I use AI. But hey, I've seen these videos where everybody's using the text-based, wrapping the video around text-based, and it's super duper creative. But here's the funny thing about that: it's really cool, it's really creative, and then of course now 50 other people are doing it. And so now I'm just like, don't really want to do it unless it makes sense. But also, too, it's a lot of work, and I just don't want to do it. I want to be creative in other ways. So that's the thing. This is a little hack that you could do if that's what you want to do. But yeah, that's what I use for my captions on my short form content when I just feel like it's right and that's what I need to be doing. And I love the fact that I can be super creative with it, and it's cater to my brand. It's my branding. I'm all about brand. So if this video was helpful, hopefully I think it was a little bit of drag and a little bit of boring, because it's captions. Who the heck wants to talk about captions? But you need captions. So hey, there's that. But if this video was helpful, please like this video, and don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend, because sharing is caring. And I will catch you in the next video. That's not podcast related. I'm trying to do better about these videos because it's hard to produce them because I got stuff to do, and I just had somebody freaking reach out about a video. So we'll see how this phone call goes. Until the next time, goodbye.